All right, so before we missed our call last week, I had told you guys that I wanted to talk to you guys about direct mail, about every door direct mail. Every door direct mail was something that I had done for a few years, several years, to try to get clients, right? And while I did get some clients from it, I wasn't deploying the strategies correctly for it to truly be profitable, right? So tonight, as promised, I want to go over the direct mail strategies that I think will be very profitable for you guys today, because now the attention is so much on social media that sometimes when everybody is going left, we got to go right. Okay. So I want you guys to, yes, still deploy your social media marketing strategy, still do your direct, your DMs, right? Which is, really all the strategies that you guys have been learning have really just been a improvement upon the old ways of marketing, right? Instead of doing direct mail, we do direct message, right? Direct outreach on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. Instead of doing a TV commercial, we do a Instagram live, right? Or a YouTube video. So the strategies, what we've been teaching you in this program have been tried and true. It's just the method that we're using is different, right? Instead of using those older strategies, now we're using more of the digital marketing strategies. But I want to show you tonight how my goal for you for this class is for you to understand what direct marketing is, to deploy it and test it out and see if it's going to be fruitful for you, right? To give you all the tools that you need to see if it's going to generate some results, right? Because at the end of the day, what we want to do, we want to stack the deck in our favor, right? We want to do social media, right? We want to do sales calls. We want to do events, right? Go to networking events or go to conferences and summits to try to get our clients. We want to do direct mail marketing, right? It's about having a stacked methodology that you can deploy where you are diversifying where you're getting clients, right? In addition to referrals, right? Word of mouth, things like that. So you're just expanding your opportunities to reach your ideal client. And honestly, you're reaching the same type of people, just in different ways so that you can get their attention. So what I want to do to start this class off, I want to show you a few of my marketing pieces that I had ran. And I want to show you what I did wrong. And then we're going to go over how you can do it right. Okay. So this was one of the first marketing pieces that I had sent out. And tell me, let me know after you review this. Spend about 20 seconds looking it over. What do you think I did wrong on here? What do you think I did wrong? I almost want to say, what do you also think I did right? What do you think I did right and what do you think I did wrong?
I would say there's a lot on the, let me go on camera, I apologize. I would say that there's a lot on this screen. Like it's kind of a bit challenging to direct your avatar to whatever it is you're trying to highlight on this ad. It's just a lot of wording, but I do like how you personalized it with your picture and having what looks like potential clients there and how you're assisting them in all of that. You have a call to action with call today and the phone number and all of that. So yeah. And the coloring is different. So it does help to point your eyes to certain things on the screen. Sorry, I don't mean to take, that's my feedback.
No, this is good. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you for that. Absolutely, I agree with you. It's very wordy. I know a few of you guys said it was wordy as well. And a few of you said no name, too much words, price. Regina says, I would say the amount of EITC. Mind you, this is 2013, so these amounts have increased per inflation. Tanisha says listing EITC, not stating what value you bring. Absolutely. Nelly says the amounts for qualifying children. Tanisha says no target audience. Absolutely, yes. So you guys are absolutely right. When I was doing every door direct mail, and this went out to over 10,000 households. That's just a lot of money. A lot of money getting this stuff out. And I got maybe 4 or 5 clients from it, but it was not worth it at the end of the day. If I even got 4 or 5 clients. What I want you to know is that when you start doing response marketing like this, or really any type of marketing, you want to have a direct response marketing approach, right? And what a direct response marketing approach is, it's where you are eliciting a response so that you know this marketing strategy is working or not. Can someone give me an example of what would be a direct response marketing strategy? What could we do that would actually elicit a response from our clients, from our ideal clients? What do you think that would be?
Have them book an appointment ask them to book an appointment, a consultation, or
Find out how
not
to
just
make
call,
6,000.
Yep, Zakia, I heard you say have them book an appointment. And Lorraine, what were you saying?
I'm sorry, Zakia. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I guess I would put something that would speak to them. So have 3 kids earn 6,000 or something to that effect that would actually speak, like putting the results or the potential results like in big letters. Contact me to increase your refund by 6,000 or something like that.
Okay. So maybe put an amount. So Regina says put the amounts will change for every client. Nora says offer something. Erica says QR code. There you go, Erica. Erica's starting to get it. Tiffany says website to book an appointment. Zenaida says QR code. Nora, there you go. Sign up to receive a BAM. Absolutely. So this is what we want when we are doing a direct response. When we are doing marketing like this, we need to gauge who is interested. So one of the best ways that you're going to be able to do is to offer something of value for them to receive, not try to go after them for a client right away, right? Because, I might have sent this to 10,000 people, but hundreds of them weren't ready to get their taxes done yet. Or maybe hundreds of them probably might have already got their taxes prepared, or hundreds of them probably were doing their own taxes, right? So I missed out on thousands of potential leads, right? And this is what we optimize for when we do marketing like this. We want to optimize for a lead first rather than a sale. Again, why would we want to do that? Well, if you get something in your hand that says taxes, you might not be ready to do your taxes yet, right? You might misplace it. You might, you already have, like I said, already gotten your taxes done. We missed the opportunity of just getting you to raise your hand, right? We missed the opportunity of just qualifying you, of identifying you, and to be a potential client. So what we want to do to optimize these flyers and any type of direct response that you do, we want to give them something of value, right? And so this is where you can give them, a case study, a checklist, a cheat sheet. You can do a webinar, right? That's going to be really powerful, a webinar or a masterclass, right? So instead of just saying, hey, here are the EITC amounts, call us today. If I can go back to 2013, Krista, I would say let's hold a small business tax workshop, right? Or a end of year tax planning masterclass, and I would send out flyers where they can scan a QR code to access and to register for my masterclass. Now, when I send it out to 10,000 people, I probably will get 3,000 plus to actually sign up for this end of year tax planning strategy masterclass, right? For this particular area. And I can even specify it to a particular zip code, right? I can even specify it to a particular industry and make sure I send it to very specific businesses in that area. Or I can, be even more strategic and send it directly to my niche clients, right? And actually have it only go to real estate brokerage firms or real estate agents or cannabis companies or liquor stores or restaurants. You guys see where I'm going? But instead of just saying, hey, here's dynamite tax, they don't care. They didn't care. I should have sent them something of value that they can opt into, right? Get them to raise their hand. Now, once we have them as a lead, now we can start to drip to them, provide them great information, maybe get them actually on a webinar or a masterclass, and then sell them to a strategy session, right? Where they can actually book a call with someone from our team. Or because we've built up rapport now, we've built up know, like, and trust, they can now start to onboard with us with our practice management. So this is why it didn't work for me. I didn't have any value that I was exchanging. Now, like I said, some people bring this in for $35 off your tax preparation fee, but imagine the type of people that I'm attracting with this, right? The type of clients that I'm attracting to get $35 off wasn't my ideal clients, right? Those weren't the type of people who I wanted to serve. And those definitely weren't the type of people that I can charge top dollar to. They were going crazy that, you know, my fee was $185, right? So we want to be very intentional on the offer, but also be really intentional on who this is for and what value we're going to give them. We just want them to identify themselves. We just want them to raise their hand to say, hey, I'm a potential client, and now we can start marketing to them from there, right? So I wanted to go over some other strategies with you guys so that you can, like I said, my intention after today is for you guys to test this out, right? I just want you to test out a few hundred, right? Just make a small investment of, you know, $150 and test it out to see what type of response that you get. Now, I will say I've gotten 2-3 plus bookkeeping clients through direct mail, through being very strategic with sending it to businesses and offering them bookkeeping and tax services. So this definitely works. And it's, you know, it's just about the same thing that you do with any type of marketing. You test it out, you see the response, and then now you can go all in once you get some great feedback from it, which is feedback is leads that's going to turn into customers, right? People that are paying you. Now, like I said, everybody is on digital media right now. Everybody is on social media. Even when I get my mail today, I don't really see a lot of direct mail marketing pieces. Let me see. I have my mail on my countertop. I think I put it in the kitchen. But like, for example, the only thing that I got in my mail today was a flyer to a, what's that? It's a coupon book for a grocery store. That's what I'm trying to say. So, you know how they give you like a flip grocery store pamphlet. And it's like some little cheap paper. And so you know, you can see how much the apples are and things like that. That's the only thing I got in my mail. And I think I might have gotten something political, right? Because there's, you know, obviously some voting coming up soon. But that was it, right? That was it. Before, when I checked my mail, like back 6, 7, 10 years ago, you get stacks of direct mail pieces because everybody was doing it. So like I said, when everybody's going left, we go left, right? We do what's working, we do what's trending, we do where the eyeballs are, but we also want to say, okay, well, where can we now start advertising that we can still reach the same eyeballs, but now we have their dedicated focused attention, right? After this class, I want to talk about using live events, right? How you can strategically use live events to meet and network and to get ideal clients, right? How do you become a sponsor for a live event, for example, right? Or, you know, some conference where all of your ideal clients are going to be. So I'm going to talk about that on one of our next coaching sessions. So what you want to do, you want to see, you know, where people are, but also see where the opportunities where you can stand out from. So one type of clients, and so those that put in QR codes you're right on the money. There are a few businesses that have been using successfully QR codes. I even heard, I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but type in chat if you guys watched the Super Bowl and you heard about what company was that flashed the QR code. Their whole commercial was just the QR code that everybody had to take out their phones and scan, and it went to some sort of video, right? What company was that? Was that Bitcoin? Anybody you know? Erica says big name companies have been sending direct mail. Like I got one from AT&T yesterday. Oh yeah, the big companies, they always send direct mail. Okay, Angie says yes, it was Bitcoin. So you can do the same thing with your flyers. You can put your QR code and that can actually go to an opt-in page where they opt in for your masterclass, right? They opt in for your webinar or they opt in for your checklist, your cheat sheet, something of value that you can actually exchange. Now imagine sending that out, like I said, to thousands of people, 10,000 people, they scan your QR code and now you actually have them as a lead where now they have to put in their name and their email, bam, then they get access to this thing. So imagine having a flyer that says, and maybe the only thing on the flyer is end of year tax planning strategies that will save you thousands of dollars. And it's just a QR code. How many people do you think, if you sent that to 10,000 households or 10,000 businesses, right, a commercial area, how many people would you think would be curious enough to take out their phone and scan it? I'll scan it. I'll tell you that right now. If I got a flyer that says end of year tax planning strategies that would save you thousands of dollars, I'm scanning it. One, I'm nosy. I want to know what they talking about. But a lot would, Darnisha, yes. So you literally can spend $100, couple $100, reach thousands of people and have all of them scan your QR code. And now it takes them to a basic opt-in page that say enter your name and email to access these end of year tax planning strategies, right? And so this is what and where we want to go with this. Like I said, there's not a lot of competition at all in this space anymore because everybody, rightfully so, they're shifted to social media. So here's some do's and don'ts, right? Do define your audience. Like I said, we do want to be more strategic with the type of client that we want to get. Now, if you want to get a lot of tax individual clients, then beautiful, go after that, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to get an extra 50, 100, 200 tax clients if that's the business model that you want to build. If you want to go more so after the businesses and offer them bookkeeping or CFO services, right? Then beautiful, go after that. You want to just make sure that you have a very specific client avatar so you know what type of opt-in you should be sending them. Now, the second do is run tests first, right? So let me tell you, I never ran any tests. I thought of an idea and I put a lot of money behind it. I didn't even test it out first. I soon learned that that's not the best way to go about your marketing efforts, especially when you're spending money. Even if you're spending money online, you want to test it first. So even if I'm doing Facebook ads, I want to test out a marketing strategy with a few $100s, right? To see what the actual conversion rates are before I actually go all in. The same is true with your direct marketing. You don't want to just go straight to 10,000, right? You want to test it with maybe a few hundred, see what the response is, see if you can measure the ROI from it or if you're getting an ROI. And then you say, okay, this is working. Now let's go to 10,000. 10,000 works, boom, let's go to 20,000, right? This is fun, right? Because once you start getting clients, once you start getting opt-ins and leads, and you turn those leads into strategy sessions into paying clients, this stuff gets addictive, whether it's online or offline. Do make sure you have a call to action. Like I said, we can't just send out a flyer like I was sending back in the day, back in 2013, which was, hey, here's the EIT schedules. No, people, the consumer is much more sophisticated than that now, right? They have all this information at their fingertips. So they don't need you to tell them, you know, what that they can qualify for the earned income tax credit, right? They want to know strategies that aren't readily available to them. They want to know, they want to be in the know, they want to know the inside, you know, info. And so that's how you want to position it. Like I said, just coming up with like a bright, you know, it could be something like yellow, right? A bright yellow with just words and a QR code. That would be very effective, especially if you know your niche audience. So if I'm going towards more so businesses and I want to offer CFO services, what do you think I could say on my flyer with my QR code that could get potentially thousands of businesses to be curious if I want to offer CFO services? You know, I like when y'all participate. Okay. Okay, so Erica says Canva generates free QR codes. Oh yeah, thank you, Erica. Darnisha says increase profit by thousands each year. Absolutely. Angie says offer them a way to get more money. Absolutely. So you can take any component of CFO services to say, here's the top 10 ways to increase your net profits by thousands by December 31st, 2021. Scan the QR code, right? Something to where they're like, man, how can I increase my net profits? How can I grow and scale my revenue? How can I add an additional $1 million, right? Any call to action like that, plus your QR code, I think would get a lot of response from. So you just want to be mindful, like, who do I want to attract? What service do I want to offer? And then create a compelling headline from there with your QR code that they can scan and opt into. Don't forget to proofread your mailers. So you want to make sure that obviously it's free of typos, any grammatical errors. Make sure most printing companies in your local area would give you a proof first that you can look over, read. I would even go a step further and send that to a few close friends or relatives to get them to proofread it, because sometimes when you write something, you don't really see the typos unless somebody else reads it. So send it to a few people. Post it in a group, whatever you want to do. But we catch typos a lot of times by other people looking at it. The next one is don't forget to follow up. So you do want to track how many people are responding to your mailers and know who they are so you can follow with them later. So again, when they scan a QR code, it should go to a basic opt-in page that you can create on Canva as well to say enter your name, into your email for them to get this thing that you now entice them with, whether it's a checklist, a cheat sheet. It could be a video, right? It could be a QR code. They enter their name, their email, and it goes to a YouTube video where you going over these strategies, right? This can be very streamlined, very minimalistic, but get really big results. Now, once you have their name and their email, you need to follow up, right? You need to have a sequence of emails that's following up with these people to push them to take action now, right? Now that they have identified themselves, you need to be pushing them to a strategy session, right? The strategy session is going to push them to your actual service offering. Don't forget to drive traffic to your online presence. So we've already talked about this, but we know it's valuable, right? Direct mail probably won't be the bulk of your marketing effort. So you want to make sure that when you do get people online from direct mail, that you do have a strong online presence, right? So I would definitely start, if you already haven't, make sure you have video content up, make sure you have a strong, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn page, the way that we teach you in the program, how to brand yourself, right? Because you're pushing people online, right? And they're going to naturally search you, right? They're naturally going to dig deeper, especially after they opt in and they know like your company, who you are. They're going to naturally search you and find you. And so you just want to make sure that your entire social media presence or your online presence, period, is optimized the way that we have it laid out. You have professional photos, you have, very strategic content placed on all your pages, and then a way where people can easily book a call with you. All right, so setting up your piece, have it where it's going to elicit a response. Type in chat, which one of these do you think that you want to offer? Do you want to do a webinar? Do you want to send them to an ebook, a checklist, a cheat sheet, a case study? When I say webinar, this could be any video. This could be a YouTube video, an Instagram video that you did, something of value of content that they can opt into and receive the value for giving you their contact information. What would that be for you guys? Okay, so Tiffany says checklist, Kiara says ebook, Amelia says webinar, Zenaida says checklist or cheat sheet. Erica says, I like a webinar. Absolutely. Shava says ebook or cheat sheet. Darnisha webinar. Angie ebook. Dion cheat sheet. Yes. Abraham says a webinar would be great to show professionalism. Absolutely. Now you do want to make sure that your design is on point, right? Oftentimes the places that you get your design from or your actual flyers from can actually do your design as well. They have design artists. So they did this for me, but then also, let me show you some other piece. So I went back through my email. listen, guys, I've been doing this for a long time. Like these are all my orders, my direct mail orders from 2016, leading all the way up to 2017, right? And so I did want to show you, like you see, a lot of this is very, very affordable, right? When you go this route, it's actually not as expensive as people think it is. It does require some investment. So I would say the average price when I was going through my orders is about $300. But mind you, I was doing tens of thousands of flyers. So if you're just going to test this out, you're probably not going to spend more than like 150 bucks. Once you go bigger, absolutely, you're probably going to spend a couple $100, but this was still a drop in a bucket compared to, the value, the upside of what you're going to get from it. Okay. So I wanted to show you one more design, but I don't think, or actually it's down here. Here we go. So I just wanted to show you that normally the place that you go to, they can create the design for you. So this was one, again, I missed the mark on it. It was egocentric. I wanted me on the flyer. Tomato, Krista, get yourself off the flyer. No one cares. But I wish I can go back and tell myself, like, girl, like, stop being self-absorbed. Take yourself off. Nobody cares. And actually give some value. But this is what they created for me when I was doing the real estate aspect of my Everyday Direct Mail. Now, we'll tell you, there was one piece of direct mail that worked really well on the real estate side that I actually did right. And what it was me on one side, on the back side, it was get your home's value for free, right? Go to this website to get how much your home is worth for free. I literally had hundreds of people, hundreds of households go to my website, MichiganHomeValuePro.com, to put in their information to see how much their home was worth. Everybody that put in their information, I got their contact information. I knew their name, their email, I knew their address, right? So I would say this was the one and only time where I actually did direct mail correctly, by giving people a free analysis of how much their home was sold for. So try that. If you guys there are a few of you that are in real estate too, definitely do that. But this is definitely a great way that would get some people on your list that you can now market to. All right, so let's go back here. And let's go to the next part. Excuse me. All right, so the who. So you can do zip code. Like I said, you can target by zip code in specific areas using EDDM. So Everyday Direct Mail with the UPS, this is what you're technically going to use. You can see that the flat rates are like 0.187 per piece, right? So even if you were to do, let's do the math. Even if you were to do one small area, I think a small area is probably like around 3,000 times 0.187, you're looking at about 560 bucks to do 3,000 pieces, mind you, 3,000. But you're going to test this first. Remember, we're going to test it first. Now, I like EDDM because you can filter by zip code and area, and you can also, make sure that you're strategic to get maybe a commercial area if you want to do more businesses. And or if you do want to do more, individual tax returns, obviously you would just target some areas where you can get some good clients from. You can garner some decent clients that would be more than happy to pay your price in exchange for your expertise to help them. Now, the second way that I would personally recommend is to target very specific businesses, right? And actually, this does take a little bit more time because you have to curate the list, but it's nothing that you can't send to a VA on Upwork, pay them $8 an hour, allocate maybe 5 to 10 hours for them to do it, and actually have them curate with scrub Google of all of the very specific industries that you want to target. So this will look like, paying a VA $8 an hour, they're going to Google and they're creating an Excel spreadsheet of all of the real estate brokerage firms in your area. If your target is real estate brokers, investors, and agents, right? You can also do the same thing with construction or cannabis, any niche, right? This would be more the highly leveraged way that I would say would be more beneficial for you, especially if you want to offer these folks bookkeeping, CFO services, tax planning. This is the way that I did that got me the few of those bookkeeping clients. I specifically targeted businesses, and I wasn't even niche specific, honestly. Like I was just targeting businesses in my area within like a 25-mile radius. So I did this myself. I went on Google, I put up all the businesses within 25 miles, and I printed out a regular, letter, right, with my business card. And that one little simple letter got me 2 to 3 business clients that paid me bookkeeping every single month. And they had back taxes, like they had a whole bunch of problems. So I would say, even if you do this poorly, like I was doing, you still going to get some results, right? It's really hard not to do marketing and not to get some sort of traction from it. But I would say, to make yourself more highly leveraged, do the same strategy, right? Even if you're going to do specific targeted businesses, even if you don't want to do a flyer, you could print out a letter, which I think might be even more expensive than a flyer, actually. And just have that information with your QR code on there. But I would say, target the specific businesses, pay someone to generate a scrub list for you, or pay for a list for your area, and be very targeted with the pieces that you send out. It couldn't hurt to do a combination of both of these. I would say that it could not hurt to do, because mind you, if you're doing this, you're going to be one of the only people in your area doing it. So it couldn't hurt, if you really want to get a lot of tax clients for 2023, to just do a flyer to say, hey, end of year tax planning strategies for the Berkeley area, whatever city, right, you're sending those flyers out to, for exclusive for Berkeley residents, right? End of year tax planning strategies to save you tens of thousands of dollars. Scan this QR code. I guarantee you, nobody else is doing this. I haven't heard anybody else talking about this, actually. Nobody else is doing this. So you could get a lot of tax clients from here too. And then target specifically the businesses as well, to get the bookkeeping and the CFO and the tax planning and so forth. All right, so here's your homework. I made this really easy for you because I just want you to test it. You don't have to go all in yet, right? We don't have to spend, thousands of dollars. Just test it and see what type of response that you get. So number one, figure out what you want to offer. You guys already typed in chat what you want to offer. Do you want to send people to a video that you already did, right? A webinar, a masterclass. Make sure that it's very intentional, to where at the end of your video, you're telling them to take an action, which is book a call with you and your team, right? Or get started below. Something to where they have to take action to work with you. Or you can do a checklist, cheat sheet, whatever the case may be. Number two, get your flyer design. So again, you don't want it to be wordy as mine. You don't have to put your picture on it. We really could just do a direct mail piece with just words on it, make it colorful, right? And just say, scan here to get this information. You just want to send people to your opt-in, to get people to raise their hand to identify themselves. And then number three, just test batch, right? Test in one specific zip code, or send directly to very specific businesses. I would say, if you, when you're testing, you want to test at least 200, if you can, at least 200 to really get some good data, right? 200 would give you some decent data. And what you want to see is, okay, based upon these 200, how many opt-ins did I get? Did I get 20 people to opt in, 50 people, 100 people to opt in, right? We really want to strive for a minimum of 10% conversion rate of people opting in. If you don't have at least a 10% of the amount of people that you mailed to opt in, is terrible, right? Because you should be able to get at least 10% of the people that you send it to opt in. Ideally, we want to shoot for 20, 30, 40% opt in, right? The higher, the better. The higher that opt-ins you have, this is a go. Let's get this out now to thousands of people, because you're about to grow and scale your list to a lot of people in a short period of time. So what do you guys feel about this? What questions do you have about this? How are you feeling? Give me.
On the QR code, you can get this off of the Canva Pro, create one on Canva Pro and create an opt-in on Canva Pro, or?
Let's look at it right now, because I'm actually on Canva. My presentation was on Canva. So let's just do it right now. So let me see. Let's share my screen. Okay, so QR code flyer. Boom, it's already here. You already got templates, guys. Dope. This is so dope. Now, obviously, you know, yeah. So if you do EDDM, just FYI, they have to be very specific specifications. So just you know, understand like what the specifications are. So if you do it, this is the width and the length of each piece. But if you do Canva, look, it already has the designs. We just have to put our words to it. So let's choose one of these. Which one catches my eye? I like this. Oh wait. Well, I like it.
What about the one with the phone
Oh, where that's at?
in the middle with the little jack?
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what this one looks like. Okay, so let's put in 10 strategies to okay, so let me move this out the way. Let's delete this QR code here. We don't need these sizes. Do we want to leave the font? I almost just want to take the font off. And so let me do this, bold it. And then actually I'm gonna move this down because I want them to really see my message. Let's make this bigger, wider. Okay, this tries to increase your network and say we'll done before December 31st. But something like this is what I'm thinking. And then we will make this like yellow. I can't, I wish I can. Can I go brighter? I just get paler. I want to make this as yellow as I can. Or maybe even, what do you guys think about like a red? Because I'm thinking like, you know, if I'm getting this in the mail, or if I'm just getting this period, the more, you know, brighter the color, the better. So we could do green. Which one looks better, the yellow, the green, or the red?
The green looks good.
Yeah, the green pops.
The green pops, okay. But a few people say red is stop and look, so you definitely could do red too. But this is, I'm just playing around with this, right? So 10 strategies to increase your net worth and save over $50,000 in taxes before December 31st, 2022. We could just say 10 strategies to save over $50,000 in taxes before December 31st, 2022, right? And then boom. Honestly, this is all I would do if I was sending this out right now. Because again, we want their curiosity. We want them to be like, what's this? And them to scan it, and then you to get their contact information. And now you can start dripping to them and converting them to a strategy session or to a tax or bookkeeping or whatever client. So we could do this, like this would be, you know, taxes, tax planning. You could do another one and maybe test it for like, you know, if you do like CFO services or even bookkeeping. So what could we say for bookkeeping? Like what would be like a really enticing bookkeeping point? Type in chat. We'll make this one red. What can we do for bookkeeping?
Krista, what about anything with like capital? Because they would have to have their books done
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in
So give
order
me
to
an
get,
example.
like their capital.
So what are you thinking as like a pitch?
So maybe something like scan here to see all of to know whatever docs you need to prepare for that or something. I don't know.
Or get the money you need.
Okay. So Angelica, you talking about for business capital or for bookkeeping? Or
So you need your books done in order to get capital, because they typically will ask you for your P&Ls, they'll ask you for your balance sheet, for all of that to be able to get capital for your business. So I was trying to think of something, in regards to bookkeeping, but not directly bookkeeping, if that makes sense. So more of like providing the solution or the results.
Okay. So somebody else is going to chime in too?
Or I would have just added like scan here for 3 secret ways to get your bookkeeping done in 24 hours.
Okay. I like both of them. I like where your train of thought too was going, Angelica, like leading with the benefit of what the bookkeeping does.
I said capture all your deduction for 2021.
Thank you, Nora. So 3 secrets to capture all of your deductions for 2021. I like it. I'm just trying to see, is that gonna make me entice? I like where we're going. We almost there, guys. We almost there. I feel like we almost got it to where it's like really enticing to be like, yes, I need to scan now. I need to take my phone out and scan this right now. That's really what we want to lead to. So this is good brainstorming. This is really great brainstorming. So let me put this one here. We're gonna make it a little bit bigger and bold it. And we could potentially even white it out. And let's see, how big can we go? Try to go as big as possible, honestly. Okay, so this is good. So you guys see where I'm going? Like, it doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to do a lot with this, but we do want to just entice people to scan here. Now, when they scan here, it's just going to take them to a very simple opt-in page, which I learned recently, and I think you guys learned this with me, is you can do the same thing on Canva. You can make any of your designs an actual website. So here's the website marked right here. You have your QR code. Let's generate our QR code here, generate code. Please enter a URL. Okay, so wherever your opt-in is, this is where your URL is going to be. So let me see, do I have an opt-in really quick that I can take you guys to? Let's see. Okay, so if I wanted to take them here, I would do my opt-in right here. If I want to take them to my webinar, for example. And this is what you want. You just want something really simple where you can say, get training now, and they can enter their first name and email address. That's it. Just a very simple page like this. So I can get my QR code by typing in this URL, and then I can say generate code. And now I have my code. we want to put it on here. Where did it go? QR code. Generate QR code. Download QR code. And then let's pop it up right here. Delete this. And this is my QR code that Canva just downloaded. So this is it. This is it. And then maybe we can put a little scan QR code. Really small. Like down below or something like that. Right. Okay, so when they scan this QR code, it's going to take them straight to this page to opt in for whatever you're going to give away. Boom. They're going to get the content. You're going to have a very strategic call to action. And then now you're going to have hundreds of leads, depending on how many you do, thousands of leads that now you can start nurturing from now until tax season, where, God willing, a lot of them will become tax clients as well. Yes, Angelica, scan here for overlook tax deductions for small businesses. Absolutely. Okay, guys, perfect. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Are you guys going to test it out? I'm going to test it out very specifically for a few different offers that I have. I'm going to test it out in my area too, strategically to some businesses and see the results. But I'm actually really excited because honestly, it's so much more leverage than just saying, Dynamite tax 1-800-866-5000. Like, no one cared about that stuff. That's why it didn't work for me. But had I sent 10,000 people a very just straightforward flyer to say end of year tax planning strategies to save you tens of thousands of dollars, scan here, that would have been game changer for me and my business. And I probably, just thinking about it, I don't even know if I would have been able to handle all that business. That probably would have came my way. So be careful what you ask for too, because you might get it. So make sure you guys' systems are set up in the back. Make sure your guys' systems are set up in the back, because you don't want to get thousands of leads and then you don't even follow up with them because you don't know how to send out an email, right? That's something that I have done before. So definitely make sure you have your processes. And then also you guys are a part of this community. So once you start doing it, we can come back here and talk about, your results, talk about what tests you've done, how it's been going for you. And as we're doing this, we're all going to start to kind of tweak and test on our own, so we can come back here collectively and talk about like our best practices that we've been deploying, our special sauce that we've been doing with our own niches and our own communities. I mean, okay, so this is game changer, because we can even do this to promote your, maybe you want to do a class, right? A live training, because like I said, the next coaching session, I want to talk about how you can leverage in-person events, like going to other people's in-person events, being maybe a vendor, applying to be a speaker, or even just as an attendee, and how you can leverage those events to get those people as clients as well. Like, we can even take this QR code strategy to events as well, right? To say, hey, scan here to get this thing of value that they want to get. And now that's just an easier way to get people on your email list. Yes.
Hey, Krista, I have a question.
Yes.
If my niche is e-commerce, any suggestions or recommendations on this direct mail process or option?
So your niche is e-commerce.
Maybe you guys can have your VAs search out a Google list like Crystal was mentioning earlier and create a list with addresses and different things from online that you can mail to.
Yeah, you definitely could do that. I was thinking about that, because I'm like, e-commerce people, they do have, obviously they have to have a physical address somewhere, right? So that could be a route where you do the direct strategy where you scrub that list. But I'm trying to just think, I was also trying to think what other ways that we could leverage to make sure that we got in front of them as well.
Krista,
Mm-hmm.
there's also a software that I found. It's called Seamless.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody has heard of it, but it'll pull all of their addresses, their email addresses, their phone numbers, their Facebook links, all of that in whatever niche you're looking for. Now, it is not, it's not cheap. It's pretty pricey software. But it does exist. There is a software that actually pulls all of that information that you're looking for. So if you're looking for restaurants, or you're looking for e-commerce businesses, or whatever that is, I mean, it's really a really cool software, but again, it's not cheap.
Thank you for that. I'll look into that too. I think I got the idea, Darnisha. I think you should do this to retail shops.
I was just thinking that maybe like go on Sunbits, 'cause I live in Florida, and maybe search names of businesses of like boutique or something, and then okay.
I would do that. I would do retail shops. I would do retail shops. I would do retail, like, you know, I mean, you can niche it down to even like clothing boutiques. You can do, I mean, any retail, any kind of like mom and pop retail, you could just do a blanket retail scrub within like maybe a 25-mile radius. Do, like I said, budget for like 10 hours for a VA to scrub the list. I think that might be cheaper than buying software right now, because like I said, $8 times 10, that's $80. You spend like, you know, $80 to $100 for somebody to compile this list for you and potentially get hundreds of retail businesses. And then I would go after the brick and mortar retail businesses within your area. And if you don't like your area, no worries, go to the next nearest city that you do like. Because some people do stay in rural areas where they're like, Krista, it's 10 businesses in 25-mile radius. And I'm like, okay, let's hop over to the next major metropolitan city or state.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, great question. Great question. Terka says, hiring a VA, do you all use LastPass for social media access, and how do you track their hours? So yes, there are a lot of people that use LastPass, absolutely. And I generally, how I teach it in a program is to hire off Upwork, and we use Upwork to track all of their hours and their actual work log, their work diary, because Upwork has software that's actually going to screenshot their screen every 10 minutes. So you can actually see what they were working on. So I would, if you already haven't, go make sure you go through the program for the hiring piece. There are some additional hiring videos and coaching calls that we did in a Facebook group that you can search for. Watch those, because we talk about like VAs several times. And then you hear other people like chiming in on the coaching calls on what they do, kind of like their best practices or maybe their mistakes that they made on those hiring calls that we've done. But yes, LastPass and Upwork. Erica says, an idea for at event marketing. I was at an event and someone airdropped me their business card. This could be flipped with airdropping a flyer. However, it will only go to people near you with iPhone users. Their airdrop would need to be on and accepting public, then accepting. Yes, I think that's a great idea too. Though, you know, I don't know, but I've had people airdrop me stuff and I don't know, I just didn't like it because it was so, you know, your phone is so personal. So for somebody to just, you know, ping in, it's like, oh, how could you? And I don't even think, like you said, it is definitely a strategy. But like you said, people's airdrop has to be on. They have to have it on. Lomenzo says, any ideas for owner operators? So I would do the same thing, Lomenzo. I would, because I talked about two different strategies, like one, doing the very curated list, like actually curating a list of the people within your local area, and then mailing out specifically to those. So, you know, if you Google owner or truck driver, owner operator companies, you're going to get a list of all the companies that are registered within your area, or you could type in your zip code. And then I would send directly to those people with that.
So in the program, you have like Google, how you find the businesses through Google. That's how I had my VA like find a lot of nonprofits around the area, over 300. And I tried to send them just simple letter. It didn't really work because it was like 450, but I'm gonna try this. But this is you have already that in the program, the Google, how to find businesses in your niche.
Yes, I wonder what, thank you, Nora, for that reminder. What module was that? That is, I think that's no, it's just the module. It says Google. It says getting
exactly. That's the Google one, Google marketing.
Yes, it says getting clients with Google. Yes, we're gonna go back to that strategy to do this direct mail QR code strategy. Krista, Upwork needs to give you an affiliate. Yes, some type of sponsorship. Yes, I agree. But I just need to buy stock in it because it's a publicly traded company. I just need to buy stock in it. Darnisha says ebook checklist video or something that people sign up for to get info. Oh yeah. So Erica O says, what is a BAM? It's a buyer attraction method. So I think that might be module 4 or 5. Go through that module and we kind of go over some buyer attraction methods. I actually give you guys some free buyer attraction methods that you can use. But definitely have something of value that you can send people to. All right, guys. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get this done. I think it's going to be game changer because no one is using it. And I like to kind of be first on deploying these strategies. And I'm really excited to see what type of, results that you guys are going to be coming back with. Next week, like I said, we're going to be talking about events, right? Because obviously you guys know there's tons and tons of events that are happening. And I want to show you how we can, in addition to what we already talked about today, how you can leverage those events to get more clients as well, and how you can be more strategic about being a vendor at these events, and then also being a speaker at these events to leverage your influence. And then we'll also talk about your own events, how you can throw your own events and make it very affordable and cost effective for you, where you're actually profitable on your own events. All right, guys, we'll have a beautiful rest of the night. I'm going to go make some spaghetti for my kiddos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.